Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch and the laws of transferring and carrying from one domain to the next. And now he points out a very important part of the prohibition of transfer. Netilas hachefetz mimakom shemunach. When you pick up the object from the place where it was resting, nikra akir, that's called an akira, which means I'm uprooting it from its place. V'anachas hachefetz, and when you put it down in the new place, that's called nikra hanacha, that's called placing it down. So the only way that a person is going to be seemingly over here, the only way that a person will violate the Torah prohibition is if they do what's called an akira and hanacha. They pick it up in one rishus, for example, they pick it up in their private domain in their home, they walk it into the rishus harabim and they drop it down in the rishus harabim. However, the Chamim, the sages, the Rabbanim came along and they said even if you just do one aspect of transfer and not the other, you still violate a rabbinical prohibition. Even if you lift it up or you uproot it without putting it down, or you put it down without being the one who had picked it up, you're not going to be allowed to do that either, because you're transferring from one domain to the other. Therefore, also the Yisrael, if a Jew has something in his hand, you can't hand it to a non-Jew. You're in your house and you give the non-Jew whatever the keys to your shul, and you ask him to go and walk it over to the shul and bring it in. So he's going from Rishus HaYachid, walking through the Rishus HaRabim, walking to another Rishus HaYachid. Can't do such a thing because you did an akira, you lifted it up yourself. So also I cannot pick it up in my private domain, give it to the non-Jew and let him take it into the public domain and put it down over there. Because the Jew at least is doing the akira, he's doing the uplifting, he's picking it up. Rather, the non-Jew has to come and pick up the object himself in the rishus hayach, in the private domain. So too, when the guy brings something to you, he's bringing from a rishus harabim or a carmelis into your private domain, you cannot take it from him. If you take it, so then you are taking, you're doing the hanacha, you are putting it down. Rather, the guy himself who brought it from the Rishus HaRabim has to put it down in your Rishus HaYachid, in your private domain. And for example, when FedEx arrives to your house on Shabbos and you open the door, you have to let them put down the object itself. You cannot take it, and for many reasons you cannot take it, but one of them over here is because if you take it, you're doing a hanacha, then you are part of the transfer from one Rishus of one domain to the other, and you'll be held accountable for such a thing. And therefore, a person has to be very careful. He has to be very careful that you don't even split the malacha of transferring akir v'hanacha, picking up in one domain and putting down in another domain. Even with a non-Jew, if you do one half of this malacha, you will be held accountable rabbinically for transferring and carrying and moving from one rishus, one domain to the other on Shabbos. Have a wonderful day.